Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you can join me here today. I've been thinking a lot about the life that we live currently. So imagine this scenario, just go along with me and see how we get on. So imagine a person is born into a middle class family, and then he basically has to go to school. He then grows older, he goes to university, he gets married, he has children, he buys a house, he grows even older, he moves up his career ladder, um, and then he has grandchildren. Let's say his children get married, they have grandchildren, and then he retires, and then he dies. And if you think about the cycle of life, I've just been trying to think about why do we do everything that we do? Why do we go to work? Do we earn money, and then we want to earn more and more money? We want to, go up the career ladder, which is also something that every one of us wants to do. We do want to get married. We want to have children. We want this sense of belonging. We want to feel this love with another person, with our friends, for example. But what do we really want out of life? And I've been thinking of this for myself as well. Like, what is it that makes me do the things I do? So I go to work every day. I earn a paycheck every month. I I pay. I go to the groceries, buy some groceries, go to the supermarket. Um, I don't know. I spend time with my family. I come out in nature as I have now. I do all these things, but I'm not an autopilot. I have thought about these things. For example, when I go to work, I don't go to work just to go to work. I go to work for a reason. I go to work because I have to earn money. I have to pay my mortgage. I want to live a good life. I want to be able to do things. I want to be able to enjoy my spare time and come to a place like this, for example, not having to worry about where my next meal is going to come from, which is why I go to work. So I've thought about these things, but I want to think about what really drives us. What is it that I really want at the end of the day? And I spent a long time trying to think about what it is that I really want. And to be honest, I came up to one answer. And from that answer I found a derivatives of that answer that obviously also apply to it as well. And that answer for me was I just want joy. I want happiness in life. And I want peace in life. So the one word I was talking about was joy, and the derivatives from the word joy came out of it were happiness and peace. It's all, I think it's all around the same thing. I just want to be happy, right? I want to live a peaceful life. I want to be happy. I want to know that I'm loved. I want to have enough money to be able to do the things that make me happy. For example, spending time with my family, for example, traveling the world, doing things on my bucket list all require money. Um, Having a good cup of coffee requires money. So all of these things make me happy. They give joy to me. They give joy to my heart. I'll do a different video on the difference between happiness and joy. And I think because I think there's a subtle difference between the two. But for the purpose of this video, I'll use them interchangeably in terms of all I mean by joy and happiness is that sense of inner satisfaction. I think personally joy has a higher level than happiness, but like I said, for this video I don't want to talk about the distinction between the two. For this video I'll just use it as an interchangeable state where you have this inner feeling of contentment, of calm inside yourself. And when you are, for example, I feel immense joy here when I'm in nature, in a beautiful environment. It's a stunning environment. I feel so much at peace. I'm currently alone in this enclosure here. There's not a single soul around me, which is perfect because I get to be on my own. And I love it, and that's what I call joy. Or for example, when I don't know, when I travel around the world, I see different cultures, I try different foods, I feel joy. I'll call that happiness because like I said, I think there's a distinction. But regardless, I feel some sense of satisfaction and joy inside myself that makes me do what I'm doing. And so if that is the case, then I really need to think about things that don't give me joy. Let me tell you what I mean. So I do a lot of things. Go to work, whatever I do in life, for example, and whatever you do in life as well. And all of these things are meant to contribute to your joy, to your happiness and to your peace. But there are times when it makes your life worse. Let me give you an example. So, for example, let's say I'm working in a certain job, and I'm working like 12, 14, 16 hours a day with not a lot of pay. And there doesn't seem to be any progression. And I'm very unhappy. It's affecting my relationships. It's affecting my mental framework. It's affecting my spare time. I'm always working on weekends. And I tell myself, oh, I have to do it because I'm working towards a career ladder, and in the future I'll work up the ladder and I'll become better in what I'm doing. But when I think about it, if I'm in that situation, currently I feel no sense of joy whatsoever. I'm very stressed all the time. In fact, there are studies that have shown that stress kills people. Work stress kills people. So for example, let's say I've read that study and I've said, okay, that doesn't give me joy. It's making me more stressed out. It's not giving me any peace of mind. And then in the future, is there a guarantee that I'll be moving up the ladder? What if I moved jobs, worked less hours, but got more exposure to something different, and maybe a different part of the same field, let's say a different subsection of that field, which will give me opportunities that will allow me to move up the ladder faster than what I'm doing now, slaving away for an employer who doesn't really care about me. What if that's the case? But I will only be able to question that if I go back to my first principles, and if I tell myself that what I want out of life is to have joy, to have peace, and to have happiness, all of these three interchangeable things, then whatever I'm doing should be contributing to that. And if it's not, then I better question myself and my motives, and question what am I doing in my life. So if for example, I were to drop dead right now, would I die a happy person? In that situation, I wouldn't, because I'm so stressed. I hate my job, I hate my employer, I hate my co-workers, I hate what I'm doing. I can't wait to get out of this place, but I'm just doing it because I have to do it. But do I really have to do it? Is there an opportunity for me to find another job where this work culture isn't there? This is just an example about work, but it could be in anything in life. And if there is, then why am I not taking an active step to come out of the situation? Because if my first principle, my base, my foundation is joy, happiness, and peace, then I should be working towards that. That's what I want out of life. If I were to drop dead now, if I lived a happy life, if I lived a joyful life, if I lived a peaceful life, I'd die a happy, joyful, peaceful person. But if I was stressed all the time, if I hated everything I was doing, if I was so pressured all the time, then I'd die a sad, unhappy man. And I don't want to do that. Why I have this one chance in life? Why would I jeopardize that just because of some future thing that might happen or might not happen? You tell me, if I were to work up the career ladder, this is just an example as well, but if I were to work up the career ladder, there is no guarantee that, one, I will even make it. Maybe some things in life will happen that will stop me from it, or I'll even reach there. If I die before I even make the six-figure salary, then I would have wasted my life in pursuit of something that never happened anyways. But in the process, I also lost out the present moment where I can actually feel joy and happiness. I lost out on that as well. So it's a lose-lose situation for me. And I don't want to live like that. So that's one part. And the other part, I was talking to a colleague and a friend about this issue that I myself struggle with, and a lot of people struggle with, and that is the issue of saying no, right? Like in life, we always feel obliged to say yes, because especially in work settings, but even in other things like attending a social gathering, only because I'm obliged to, when I know there's no net benefit for myself, or net benefit for my family, or it's going to take me away from what I want to do in life. It will make me unhappy, it will make me sad. Then I should be confident enough to say no. Because if my first principles are joy, happiness, and peace, if that's what I'm looking for, if that's my baseline, then anything that doesn't contribute to that baseline, I should say no. I have to say no, because anything else will take me away from that baseline, and that baseline is unique for yourself and for myself. So for example, my baseline, I like I've said, is joy, happiness, and peace. This is what I want out of my life. So when I die, I want to know that I've lived a life, a life well lived for me would be a life where I know I have had happiness, I've had joy, I've had peace, I've done things I wanted to do. I lived life according to the way I wanted to live my life, and not the way other people dictated that my life should be lived as, under my terms and not other people's terms. But to be able to do that, we have to be confident enough to be able to say no when no is required. There's a book called The Art of Saying No. I forgot the name of the author. I read it earlier this year. But it's got an orange cover. So just if you find it, then it's got an orange cover. It's called The Art of Saying No. A really good book, and I would recommend it if you struggle with saying no like I do. I did and I still do. Then I recommend you reading that book. But the whole point is, because we have one chance in life, we have such a short life, 60, 70, 80, 90 years. It's gonna fly. I'm already like a third through my life, and I don't even know where it's gone. It's just flown by. And the next 2/3 of my life will also fly by if I live up to that age. And then you think about it, if we are giving our attention, and if we are giving our peace of mind to things that take us away from our baseline, then what are we doing? Why are we doing that to ourselves? Why are we torturing ourselves for some sort of pleasure that I might feel in the future, or I might not? There is no guarantee. So I hope I do resonate with you guys. I hope you, if you're going through this a similar thing where you're struggling with trying to find your baseline, and you're struggling with trying to say no to anything that takes you away from your baseline, then I hope this video helps you to understand and to appreciate that this is your life. It is your responsibility. It is something that you want to live, and not anyone else. So you should live it based on your terms. If you think something is taking you away from what you want out of your life, then you need to sit down, ponder, reflect, and think if it is actually worth it. Sometimes it is worth it. If you're early in your career, for example, if you know that whatever you're doing is helping you. But again, you have to be the judge for this. If you see yourself working countless hours, slaving yourself away, and then nothing is coming out of it, then maybe you need to reconsider. Because if something isn't working, then maybe the thing itself is a problem, and not the fact that you need to work hard. You need to work smarter and not harder. So yeah, I'm glad you could join me here today, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, like this video, so it can benefit other people as well. And until next time, I'll see you soon.